I remember last year I was locked away in, my daughter. She was visiting me, and that was all I had at that time. The story I'm gonna tell now is the story of a guy who was locked away then too there. And uh, I was there already for a little while, and I knew what was going on there, and but he was then new, and he became the the guy next door, and there was a gym down there in prison then, and we started talking. We started talking, and of course, I heard he was an American. He was an actor. Well, I don't know all of them actors, and so and well, actually, that was what he told me, and you know, eh, he called himself an actor, but maybe he robbed a bank, or maybe he was just a worker at the supermarket or something. But he told me he was an actor, and he was kind of banned from the country. And and I said, well, I remember there was this rock star at the time years ago, and he went to Paris. Well, he knew, and he said, well, it's similar. So he had to leave the States, and he found this place. He chose to go here, and well, yeah, of course, the government here, they checked out the papers, and they, well, that gave him a kind of bad reputation. And there was his mother in Germany who had connections with, we're talking about Holland here. And so his mother was in Germany, and she had connections with the Dutch officials. And well, he had there was some money, I believe, but and then he started a relationship with some girl from Barbados. And well, his mother, she blames the girl for the fact he was not visiting her at Weihnachten, at the Christmas time. And well, so things went wrong between him and his mother, and it was that Barbados girlfriend who she blamed. Well, he didn't care too much about that situation, but in another point of view, it was a bad thing that the relationship was disturbed, because the officials felt like he was, easy prey or something. So they framed him. I don't know what they did actually, but and so he got locked away, and he became my my neighbor in prison. And well, I saw his dad was an Italian man. He called him parakeet. Well, don't know why actually, but maybe he felt comfortable in a cage, or he was locked away his whole life too, or I don't know. But I remember that detail. He called his dad a parakeet, and well, his dad visited him on a regular basis, and well, of course, the thing was actually what you gonna do. Are you gonna basically the thing going on with him was, are you gonna accept Weihnachten, the Christmas, and his mother and the relation, or are you keep seeing that bad girl in Barbados, and what he himself was thinking or saying, that did not matter. It was when he was saying things, then his mother and the officials then, they blamed the girlfriend in Barbados, and he knew. So and of course there was his dad who knew better, but he could not do anything about this, to change this. So he was, you see, he was visiting him in prison, but it made himself a prisoner too. And well, and then well, they gave him a little time, and had to make up his mind, but he kept calling that Barbados, and I was telling him, maybe you gonna stay here then for longer if you. And he said, well, I don't care, because and that was kind of funny, because he said, because I am strong, because I got my grandmother in Siberia, and she is the Russian Siberia, and she is very strong in the winter, so I am a very strong person, and I will survive in the winter here. And well, that was kind of funny, because well, he seemed to be serious about that. And so I said to him, so you got your grandmother Gusinova, Gusinova, I remember, and he was looking at me like, what do you mean Gusinova? And I said, never mind. And I knew the warden, we had the same warden, of course, Jelly, and I knew he was not aware. Well, he was an actor, so he must have seen movies like Shutter Island or something, but he always thought it was a movie or something. And now it was for real, because they started forced medication on him. And then things started to change. He knew, he understood quickly. The Gusinova grandmother in Siberia was not good enough to, well, that was not the case. This forced medication is like torturing or something, and it's not about you are able to stand the cold or something. It's about it's on a different level. Well, and I saw him break down, and as I expected, and this grandmother Gusinova was not wouldn't help him out. So he break down, and but he knew, he break down. He wanted to die, but then he asked me, "What is your secret?" Because jelly is entering. Well, your and he is doing the same thing with you, but you always seem to be happy or something. What is then your secret? Because I like to laugh, but this is not funny anymore. This is torturing to death. This is deadly serious, and this is breaking me down, and this is not. I can't laugh. I can't laugh anymore. I want to die, you know. Well, and then I told him my story. I told him he knew I was presenting myself as the fastfabulist seastarpenguin, and well, he always laughed at these nonsense. But he yeah, he wanted to know then the secret, and I said, well, it's very easy. That jelly, the warden, he can poison me and he can torture me to death. But the moment of death is just a moment. And well, the moment of death, I know I will picture his face in my mind, and every time I see him, I think about that. That is for me the same thing as I will die. When I die, that is the same thing as his face. And when you, well, on a daytime base, you only see him, a couple of minutes to open the door and to. So he is on a daytime base. He is just some moments, and it's the same thing with death. So I don't fear the moment of death, and if the moment of death will come, I will think about his face. And the poisoning, of course, I feel that, and it has an effect on me, but there is always this part of me which is not able to be infected by the poison. There was, when I was free, there was a time I knew everything was perfect, and everything was like I wished and I wanted it to be. And I knew that part they would never be able to take away from me. And this was true because when I was poisoned like you, and then I know there is this level they can't touch, and the other levels, and it is this level that goes beyond these other levels. And well, I think that when I'm able to suppress the pain on the other levels, the the pain and the poison is gonna take place somewhere else. That's the sea star element. I mean, in the realm of sea stars, you've got big ones and smaller ones, and The big one is the one who remembers the time when everything was perfect. But there is also the crown of thorns sea star, which is on a lower level, and he is in pain and in hell. And so the poison they put on me will be is there, but will manifestate itself on a lower level on somebody else. You know what I mean? So, well, you know what I'm talking about is the movie Inception. So, there is a part of me who can implant on somebody else. So I think, and I see things happening in my mind that it will be implanted on that lower crown of thorns sea star, and that will take place somewhere else. And that's how I, well, survive the poisoning better than anybody else. Of course, I know, this will sound to you like another nonsense story, and it won't help you. And well, you might want to die and go for euthanasia, and then I understand, because pain can be uh, so big that well, to you it is like it's useless to carry on or go on. And well, I agree. Then people want to go out, step out. Hey, it is just too much. But it is this story that is the answer to your question, that is making me uh, happy and still laughing. So, well, I don't know if it is this story or something else, but shortly after I told him then the story, I was released and I could go home and I was a free man, but it did not mean that much to me as to Gusinova, because I was somehow locked away safely, or forever too, infinitely, in this story of mine. And well, if I, of course, it matters. It is a difference if you are a free man and you are at home in your apartment, and or you are with jelly in prison. That's a big difference. But to me, it's not that big a difference, because I'm already locked up in this story of mine. I'm living in the pond snail house. That's how I put it. So I'm not living in a real apartment. I'm not really living in a prison cell. I'm living in a story, and in that story, I'm living in the pond snail house. See? Okay.